Hi everyone and welcome. Thanks for taking the time to join us today for this Pathway webinar on proven insurance automation strategies. My name is Matt Bowles and I'm an enterprise account executive here at Pathway. We work with brokerages to help them streamline workflows, boost efficiency and improve client communication. If you've been thinking about technology, solutions and are curious, we're excited to show you how automation can help make a positive impact on your business today.
And my name is Dana. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Our goal, like Matt said, today is to give you some useful insights on how automation can simplify your operations, keep clients engaged, and help you grow revenue. We'll also do a live demo and show you Pathway in action. So stay tuned and please feel free to drop any questions during the session and we'll tackle them at the very end. Back to you, Matt.
Great, thanks, Dana. So excited to jump in. Let's begin with a quick background on Pathway. So we're a proud, award-winning, purpose-built solution for the insurance brokerage industry. We're trusted by over 300 businesses globally now, spanning the globe, Canada, where we started, throughout the US and here in the UK. Our platform integrates with all the major broker management systems like Actress, Epic, SIG, Power Broker, and more. What's our mission? To help brokerages cut down on manual work. We want to help reduce errors, create a smooth and efficient client experience through automation. And at the end of the day, it's about freeing you up and your time so you can focus on what really matters, which is building those relationships with your clients. You may have recently found yourself asking why there is so much chatter about automation in the industry as of late. We were at Bieber last week. AI, it's everywhere. Does it really matter? Will it actually make a difference or an impact? The answer is yes, we believe absolutely. The insurance industry is moving faster than ever before. Clients are becoming more technically advanced and now expect quick, seamless service. Brokerages that don't adopt and adapt, unfortunately, risk getting left behind. So this is where automation comes in. It's not just a time saver, it's a game changer. By handling key interactions like renewals, payment reminders, or even upsell opportunities, automation ensures that no critical touch point is missed. So instead of spending time on repetitive manual tasks, your team can focus on what really matters, building those strong client relationships and providing a personalized service. Beyond efficiency, automation also plays a crucial role in driving retention, increasing sales and ensuring compliance. So it helps brokerages stay proactive, it reduces chance of human error and keeps everything running smoothly behind the scenes, all in an effort to lighten the workload on your team. So simply put it allows your brokerage to scale and grow without the growing pains. Looking at the key challenges many brokerages face today, if any of these sound familiar, we can assure you, you are not alone. Too much manual work, sending renewal reminders, payment follow-ups, and other repetitive tasks eat up hours every week. Inconsistent client communication, missed engagement opportunities that can lead to lost sales and coverage gaps. Retention struggles. If clients don't feel engaged, they are more likely to switch providers at renewal. Errors in renewals and policies. We all know manual work increases the risk of miscommunication or compliance issues. And another one to add here, high operational costs, inefficiencies that make it harder to grow profitably. These challenges and more can all slow down your business, impact client satisfaction, and of course, hurt revenue growth. So what are we trying to do about it with Pathway? This is where we come in and where automation helps. By automating key client communications, you can save time and free up your team for higher value tasks like retention and sales, improve client experience and keep clients engaged with timely, relevant updates, reduce E&O risk by ensuring important policy details and compliance documents don't get missed, increase revenue by identifying upsell and cross-sell opportunities automatically, and enhance reporting and data accuracy. With Pathway, every client interaction is logged, giving you valuable insights. At this point, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, guys, but what exactly can we automate? That's a fair question. So let's jump into that. The power of automation lies in streamlining those everyday tasks that take up valuable time, as we've already touched on. Let's take a look at some of the core automation features our Pathway clients are using today and how they can make a difference in your brokerage. Pre-renewal campaigns. So keeping clients engaged before their renewal date is key to retention. With automated pre-renewal campaigns, clients can receive timely reminders and proactive touch points, reducing the risk of last-minute rushes or policy lapses. But it's more important than just reminders. Pathway can also help identify coverage gaps. For example, if a home policy is up for renewal without sewer backup coverage, Pathway can flag this and suggest it both to the client and to the account manager internally. It automatically sends a notification via activity and or email that includes a pre-built recommendation in the pre-renewal letter. This way, clients stay informed and your team gets valuable opportunities to enhance coverage. Ensuring timely client payments is a labor-intensive task. Chasing payments takes time, puts pressure on your team, and disrupts cash flow. With Pathway, weekly payment reminders are automated, saving significant time for your support team. This automation will also improve your cash flow. Our users have reported that they've reduced the average number of days an insured takes to make their overdue payments from 6 days past the due date down to 4. Automated payment reminders take the hassle out of collections by reducing late payments, cutting down on follow-ups, and making it easier for your clients to pay. You can even include a direct payment link, whether it's to the carrier's payment page for full direct bill policies or to your brokerage website for agency billed accounts. With Pathway, your team stays focused on high-value tasks. Your clients get a seamless payment experience, and your brokerage benefits from improved cash flow. Pathway makes it simple to send policy documents securely and electronically, giving clients access while reducing paperwork. Cross-selling and upselling policies presents a valuable opportunity to grow your business while simultaneously improving upon retention rates. It's a straightforward strategy that enhances client engagement and maximizes portfolio value. With Pathway, you're not just selling more policies, you're strengthening client relationships and ensuring they have the right protection in place when they need it most. Now, we all know filling out forms manually is a hassle. It can lead to errors and also delays. With Pathway, brokers can skip this busy work by using automated pre-filled forms that pull client data and policy details directly from the broker management system. So when a broker needs a client to complete a form, whether it's a policy update, renewal, claim, or other request, Pathway automatically fills in all known details. The client then receives a digital form with their information already in place. So all they need to do is review, confirm, and add any missing information. It's faster, it's easier, and it eliminates the unnecessary back and forth. Today's clients expect instant access to information and services. And that's exactly what our self-service kiosk provides. With 24/7 availability, policyholders can access documents, complete payments, and submit requests on their own. No need to call or wait for office hours. This not only improves their experience, but it also saves your team valuable time. The kiosk is designed to be intuitive and user-friendly, ensuring a seamless, hassle-free experience for both clients and brokers. Moving on to some key stats, we want to show you the impact of automation. So here are some key numbers directly from our Pathway user group. We're helping brokers keep clients informed and engaged. Over 2 million emails are sent through Pathway per month on average. In an effort to reduce paperwork and increase efficiency, on average, over 100,000 documents per month are delivered through Pathway. Pathway also helps stream data entry. in client interactions, and over 70,000 forms are completed each month. Brokerages that are using 7 or more workflows have seen retention increase by 3% or more in their first year. So proof that automation strengthens client relationships. These stats help us understand that automation isn't just about efficiency, it helps you grow and scale in a highly competitive market. Now that I've given you hopefully a solid overview, some insights there, we want to jump into the fun part. I'm going to throw back over to Dana, who's going to provide us with a live demo. She'll talk us through how to set up workflows, automate client communication, and how Pathway creates value by integrating into your BMS. Dana, over to you.
Thank you, Matt. Yeah, that was a solid overview. So, hi, everyone. So I'll start with this presentation and then I'll move to my demo account to show you Pathway in action. So as a quick recap, what Matt was explaining previously, today we integrate with every major management system in Canada, US, in UK as well. So Actress, Epic, Power Broker, SIG, Hawksoft, TAM, and quite a few others. And for most of them, we offer what we call a two-way sync. So this means that when a broker signs up for Pathway, the first step is integrating their management system, their admin system with their Pathway account. Now, this is crucial because this allows Pathway to always be up to date automatically. So we would have a daily sync where we are automatically syncing client details, policy details, coverage, risk, opportunities, everything needed to run these automated workflows in the background. And as you will see, Pathway is a lot more than just an email tool. With our automated workflows, you can have automated client-facing emails, SMS, but also documents delivery, smart online questionnaires, and internal communication. So as part of Pathway workflow, you can have email alerts going out to your team if they need to step in to be part of the workflow. And we can also push back activities, tasks, logs, again, depending on the system you're using, but creating updates on client's file back in your main system. We mentioned some typical examples of what brokers are using Pathway for. So renewal reminders, getting in touch with clients before the renewal in order to let them know their renewal is coming, to ask them to complete a questionnaire and update you if there are any changes on their end. Also, we can automate coverage recommendations as part of these letters. Documents delivery. So we'll talk about our portal solution as well. And some of you may be using a portal already. So e-delivery is slightly different. So this is delivering documents via email without the portal needed. So there would be a temporary link behind well, in this example, this download now button, where clients can access their document without any login necessary. And it would be available for 48 hours to them, and then they can request a new one, but still a very user-friendly, hassle-free way of delivering documents. Payment chasers, billing reminders, any type of billing updates, we can use as a trigger for an automated notification going out to the client. And we can include a lot more details in these email templates. So balance due, due date, whatever makes sense, relying on the data you already have in the system, right? Following up on claims. So if a claim is open or a claim is closed, that can be a trigger for an email in Pathway, where, when a claim is open, you might have something simple like this going out, but when the claim is closed, you may want to check in with your clients, ask them for their feedback, for a rating, how satisfied they were with the whole process. NPS, and we'll talk more about this, but it is part of our core package, which is a very user-friendly, easy way of collecting online reviews, boosting your online reviews, but also collecting feedback from your clients overall. Following up with lost clients. So, proactive workflows, what happens when a client is leaving? So what is the first step? Do you want an email going out where you're asking them for their feedback? But it doesn't end there. What we're hearing from brokers typically is there needs to be a streamlined process of how to handle following up with lost customers. So this way it can be fully automated where they're leaving, email number one goes out, but then 9, 10 months later, they're re-engaged with another email, an SMS. Your team is receiving notifications that they need to check in with them because now the renewal is coming up again. So it is the perfect timing to reconnect. Newsletters, for sure. We even offer a library of articles, again, part of the core package that can be used for automated newsletters. Another example of asking clients for their feedback. Welcome new clients from day number one, providing the most important info, so their policy details, combining it maybe with e-delivery, delivering the documents, sharing with them if you are offering any additional tools. So setting up starting the whole onboarding process properly, right? And introducing that main point of contact. Then also cross-selling, we mentioned that. So based on policy type or based on coverage, you can easily target segments of your clients with custom content, but then also happy birthdays, following up on quotes, prospecting, whatever makes sense, as long as we have the data needed in your main system. So that's the presentation part. What I would like to start with is e-delivery and how that works. And it's especially relevant in times like this. So in Canada right now, we have one of the main carriers canceling paper. So brokers are switching to digital documents. So the process is very straightforward. And of course, there is a detailed setup that we would go through. But basically, once there is a document in your Actors, Epic, TAM, SIG, whatever you're using, we can pick up on it, generate an email, and deliver it to the client. So client is receiving an email that might look like this. They click on download now, and they will have their documents in PDF. They can easily download them and store them on their device. Now, these are unique temporary links that will expire after 48 hours due to security reasons. But that's not a problem because then a client will have a screen where they will have instructions how to request a new email with a new link, so they can still receive it in case the link expired. So in Canada, this is definitely our workflow number one. And Pathway is the only solution that offers e-delivery in this setup. So I wanted to start with that one. Moving to mixing it up. So the next one, we mentioned NPS previously, but I wanted to show you how actually it works within Pathway. So NPS can be a standalone email. NPS stands for Net Promoter Score. It can be a standalone email like the one we're looking at, or it can be part of any email going out. So with NPS, basically you're asking them how satisfied they are with the service on a scale from 0 to 10. Now, depending on their rating, they're going to be classified as a detractor, passive, or promoter. So if they are clicking on 9 or 10, they're a promoter. So that is a very high rating. And you can have something like this where you're asking them for an online review. So this means, of course, we cannot guarantee they are actually going to leave a review, but at least we know if they do, it's going to be a positive one. Now, if their rating is lower, and let's say they click on 4 or something like that, you still want to get their feedback, but it doesn't have to be posted on Google. So this is a private info your team will receive, and then you can follow up on it and get in touch with clients additionally and increase retention rates, right? Because a low rating means you're at risk of losing this client. Now, NPS and everything basically that happens in your Pathway account is documented, recorded, and in the dashboard, we're able to see. So first of all, what are we syncing with the BMS? And then if we go to the email section, we can set up a specific time frame and see exactly how many emails has been sent, open rates, click rates for the most engaged contacts. So let's say if here my filter was maybe, a cross-sell campaign. So these contacts are engaging with the content. So that means they're probably interested, which might be a signal for your team to follow up with them additionally. For any communication that has been sent on client level, you'll be able to see what emails they have received with timestamps, and all of this is downloadable. So with most of the systems we mentioned, we have a two-way sync. So with Epic, Actress, SIG, Power Broker, we can automatically push updates back to the system. In case you're using some other systems, we would have to look into what exactly you're using. But still, all of these reports can be downloaded directly from Pathway. So you can select activities you're interested in. So maybe, you want to look into clicks only or into unsubscribed and download the report, or you can schedule these reports and receive them automatically as frequently as you need them. So daily, weekly, monthly, whatever makes sense there. Then you can also check out locations, links, devices they're using. For SMS, there would be a separate section for forms, questionnaires. We're yet to talk about them. We would have separate reports, but what we did talk about is NPS. So you would be able to see percentages of your happy clients, passive, detractors, and then for each and every client, their rating and their comments. And again, you can filter, let's say, detractors, download the list, and your team can follow up with them, again, making sure you're increasing your retention rates. So all of this is available, but all of this data and these outcomes that we're tracking, we can use when we're building workflows. So here I have some examples of how those workflows can look like. But for today, I would like to build a flow from scratch to show you how user-friendly the UI is and what are some of the core features we have here. So for an automated workflow, at this stage, your BMS, your admin system, and Pathway are synced, and we can use the data you already have in your system. So for any automated workflow, we need to decide who do we want to target. And for that, we will set up conditions. So filters, a contact, a client or a prospect needs to match in order to be on this workflow. So we can build it from scratch, or we can use one of the filter templates that we have here. So I'm going to use one. And any filter that you're building, you can save it as a template. So a side note there, again, making it easier for you later on. So we can add, here we have some basic filters, but we can add, maybe we want to segment contacts based on their premium, where we're saying premium is greater than or lesser than a specific value. Maybe we want to add a filter based on the market and the company. And then here we would have companies depending on the ones you have in the system, right? And we can add more filters on related to activities, advances, again, depending on the system. You might have different terminology there based on eDocs, claims, coverage, opportunities, RFQs, risk details, whatever makes sense. Again, you can easily use your data to create these segments. And this is huge. This is one of the main benefits with Pathway. So you can be very specific when deciding who do you want to target with a specific contact. And then we will also have a different trigger. So what's the main event we're looking at in your BMS, in your admin system? So depending on the workflow, we're going to have a different trigger. So for welcoming new clients, we're looking at the earliest effective date. Typically, we can use renewal date, effective dates, eDoc, attach, uploaded, claim open, claim closed, activities, advances. Again, different triggers will make sense depending on the workflow we're working on. So let's build together a pre-renewal workflow. So we're going to use renewal date as a trigger, and we have here filter where we are targeting homeowners in this example. So it's as easy as this. So what do we want to happen here? So in order to keep it simple for today, maybe we want an email to go out as the first step. So as part of our onboarding, our team is preparing your initial templates. So they will be part of your library, but you will also have access to our library of templates that you can use as a starting point for your emails. but let's select one. And for any email that we're setting up, there is additional customization. So we can set up, of course, the subject line, who is the sender, but then from email address and reply to email address. So the idea is automate, yes, but also keep it personal. So when the client is receiving an email, ideally, they will be receiving it from the person they're typically communicating with, right? So we can look at CSR or producer associated with the client or the policy, or handler and executive in the UK. And we can set it up that when the client is receiving an email, it's coming from that specific team member. So keeping it dynamic. And reply to email address can be the same, or maybe we want to switch to a different team member. We can also have CC and BCC on, and again, select who do we want to have copied here. You can set up the time when this email should go out. We can skip weekends. So all of those are some great options that brokers appreciate very much when they start using the platform. Now, to show you quickly the email editor, how that looks like and what options we have here. So important to note, you don't need any additional tools. So you can build HTML templates and import them to Pathway, but you don't need to. You can build an email using our email editor that is, again, very user-friendly. So you can drag and drop different formats, pull in some details from your system, and have a good looking email. So this is an example of a merge tag. So this is how we're personalizing the content. So client details, policy details, whatever makes sense, and not to help you not send generic messages, but actually include personal details of the client. What Matt was mentioning previously, I would like to quickly show you here. So coverage recommendations using our coverage advisor. If we look at this example where we are working on an email template that will go out, let's say 60 days before the renewal to all the homeowners insured with you. There might, some of them might have specific coverage included, some of them might be missing some. So instead of creating multiple email templates, we can keep it simple and all under a single email, where we can say that if a client that is already receiving this email is missing, so we're back up from our previous example, this is a recommendation we would like to include, and we can generate the recommendation. So everything is customizable. These are just some templates and examples how it can look like, but you can definitely customize your content. So we can save it and add it. But then maybe we would like to add a recommendation for clients that are missing water protection. So we can generate a recommendation, save it, and add it, and so on and so on. Liability. So this means that we have this part of the email that every client will receive, but then only those that are missing specific coverages will have those recommendations included. Why is this important? Because this way your content is relevant. So a client will receive a recommendation only if they are missing that specific coverage. And also in terms of E&O, everything is automated, which means there is no room for errors relying on the data you have. And everything is recorded and documented. So you will have it in your Pathway account, you will have it pushed back to your BMS. So whenever needed, you can easily pull out a report. And definitely, this is something your clients will appreciate, right? When we're building a template, we can do a preview and see how the final email will look like. And what most of brokers using Pathway are doing with these pre-renewal letters, so in this example, what we said 60 days before the renewal, they're using our forms to check in with their clients and ask them if there are any changes on their end. Now, these forms can be fully designed, just like your emails, or they can be simple. Some brokers are including various risk details. Again, we're pulling it from the main system, and they're asking their clients to review them and to let them know if there are any changes. Some have simple questions like the ones I'm showing you right now. So all of those are different options. Some great functionalities that we have here. So nobody likes filling out these forms, right? So if you have a questionnaire with 50 questions a client needs to answer, and they look at all those questions all at once, it's going to take them some time to get started on it, right? But if you keep it dynamic, it might be easier. So what we can do here is we can look at specific answers they're providing, and then as a follow-up to certain answers, include additional questions. So in my very simple example here, have you made any changes? If they say no, okay, go move on. But if they say yes, we have please provide more details popping up. Now, again, this can be a lot more complex, but basically it allows you to, again, customize it and think about, okay, so if this was a conversation you are having over the phone, if they provide a certain answer, do you have any follow-up question or a piece of information you would like to share with them? Again, a very user-friendly setup for the end user. So a client is receiving this email, they click on update your information, they go through these questions and provide their answers. Maybe some answers are required, and they have to click complete. Once they're done, what happens on broker's end? Again, depending on the system you're using, we are pushing back an activity, abeyance, a task to your main system with or without attachment or with a link only, again, depending on the system. But your team is being notified within 1 hour that this client has completed a questionnaire. And we can also send an email to the assigned CSR producer, handler, executive, so they will be alerted that client has completed the questionnaire and they can review the answers client has provided. Okay, so let's go back to the workflow. So we have our segment, we have our timing, we have our email with a questionnaire. What do we want to happen next? So thinking about the whole process, this email goes out, what can happen with this email? So maybe you have some invalid email addresses, maybe your clients are not opening those emails. So we can have as the next step, first of all, probably a waiting chip. So let's give it some time. And then we can say, okay, so you remember that we're tracking all those outcomes. So you will know if email has been delivered or opened. So we can use that data and we can say, okay, for the next step, let's check if that email has been delivered. So for a transactional workflow, that is probably something you want to make sure actually has happened. And if email was not delivered, what do you want to be the process there? Probably you would want your team to be alerted and they can receive an email alert from Pathway where you can provide instructions to them. And again, use the data from your system to include client details in this email, even internal email. You can set up who is the recipient, so CSR producer, or again, for our UK clients, handler or executive. So your team is receiving alerts, email alerts from Pathway. In this example, that pre-renewal letter has not been delivered to a certain client. You can also have as an additional action chip here, Pathway generating abeyance task activity in your main system. So again, your team will be notified and they can pick up on it and get in touch with the client through different channels and ideally update the email address because probably that's the reason why email was not delivered here. But going back to email delivered scenario, so if email has been delivered, so this email with the questionnaire, what do we want to be the next step? So because we had that questionnaire, you may want to give them a few days. So this is some standard setup. And then after a few days, okay, so email has been delivered. Now we need to know if they actually completed the questionnaire. So we can select the questionnaire and then again, branch out depending on the outcome here. Has the questionnaire been completed or not? What do we want to happen next? So if at this stage questionnaire was not completed, probably you want to send another email, another renewal reminder, maybe the same one, or you're going to make some changes to the content. But if questionnaire was completed, maybe there's nothing you need your team to do here because they already received the answers client has provided, and we pushed back an update to your main system. Maybe additionally here we want to have a task or an activity to remind your team to double check the answers client has provided. Here, maybe we want to have an SMS additionally. And just to mention SMS to show you how that looks like. So again, all the data that we're syncing with your BMS, we can use it within SMS as well. So keeping it personal. You don't need to have SMS functionality enabled in your BMS in your admin system. So this is separate. You would have one or more phone numbers associated with your Pathway account that we would be using for sending out text to your clients. So we can, these workflows can be, again, fully customized. We can have various steps, whatever makes sense, but there is a lot more options, but in order to keep it simple for today, I'm going to wrap it up when it comes to workflows part here. And definitely, if you're interested in learning more, we can get on one-on-one call. What I would also like to show you today is our kiosk, our portal solution. So, for example, we talked about e-delivery, where Pathway can deliver documents to your clients instantly without the portal needed, and there is definitely value there. It is a very, again, user-friendly, hassle-free setup. But in case you want your clients to have 24/7 access to their documents and offer them some additional features, this is how our portal solution looks like. So with Kiosk, you can offer it in different formats. So it can be a widget added to your website, or a web progressive desktop or mobile app. So basically a shortcut your clients would have on their screen. And you can customize what options you would like to offer them. When it comes to setting up the account on client's end, there is really nothing they need to do. So Kiosk is, again, a very user-friendly portal solution. So everything client needs is their email address. So they would provide the email you have in the system, and they would receive a code, a one-time code that I just received to my email. And they're in. And every time it is a different code, so there is no need for a username, no need for a password. Simply provide their email address and receive a code. Now, for our Canadian brokerages, important to mention that Pathway is generating e-pink slips based on the data in the BMS. They will always be up to date, and clients can access them either through Kiosk portal, and also they can be part of e-delivery workflows through emails that we talked about previously. So they can open their e-pink slips, add them to a wallet. They can do a review of their policies and see some most important details, so effective date, expiry, coverages included, and access their documents in full PDF. They can download them and store them, again, on their devices. Other options you can offer, so again, this is customizable. Brokers are deciding what options they would like to offer to their clients. Request a quote, and this doesn't even require logging in. So this option can be open. So in case you have a prospect, let's say on your website, that would like to request a quote, there is no need for them to log in, and they couldn't log in because you don't have their email in the system. They're not a live client, right? Now, here you can either use these forms that we have where they can leave their details and you can get in touch with them additionally, or if you're using some advanced quoting tools, we can link them behind these icons. Other options to report a claim for auto policies, as in to allow them to collect all the relevant data in one place. So to select a vehicle, add location, upload pictures, passengers, investigating officer, add details there, witnesses, notes, their vehicle and driver. So to collect all this data, payments for direct bills, basically they would have a link to the payment page of their carrier. And for agency bill, we offer again different payment options there. So for Canadian brokerages, ETF, transfer, right? Home inventory, an interesting feature. So they can add rooms and add items to those rooms, photos, quantity, prices, notes, access road services, and submit requests to change policy. So for auto policies, they would have different options. And these are, again, notifications your team would be receiving. And for home, they would leave a note on what changes they would like to make. Again, every action in kiosk will can create an alert and a notification for your team. And in the dashboard, we would have a separate section with some stats related to kiosk. There is also an option to offer them chat, so which is especially valuable if you have it in your website, so they can chat with your team. Whenever there is a new message, your team is receiving a notification. They just need to be on top of it and answer the client. So yeah, like we said, a very, very user-friendly client portal. And a lot more Pathway can do on the workflows and automation. So this was a quick overview. Let us know if you have any questions. Matt, back to you.
Bravo, Dana. I say it every time, but that's some good going for 20 minutes talking about the product. It's a very deep solution, as I'm sure everyone can see, and we've only got a certain amount of time to cover as much as we possibly can today. Before we jump into the Q&A, and I can see there's lots of questions coming in for Dana, so we'll let her have a quick rest, quick sip of water. Let's have a quick recap around Pathway and what we've been discovering so far today. So we'll start with automating routine tasks. We can say goodbye to those manual follow-ups, data entry by automating those tedious, time-draining routine tasks. We can enhance client communication. We can keep messages timely and personalized without all the extra effort by enhancing client communication. And we can seamlessly integrate with your BMS. You can enjoy a smooth experience that doesn't disrupt your existing workflows as Pathway seamlessly integrates into your selected chosen BMS. With that said, we are going to move into the Q&A session. There have been several already posted in the chat. Dana, over to you to pick those up. This is my favorite part. Let's see if everyone's been listening.
Thank you, Matt. Okay, yeah, so we have quite a few questions here. So Alex is asking, do we have full control over the branding and messaging, or is it templated? So the short answer is yes, you have full control. You can definitely use templates already available and work with our design team during onboarding, as part of the onboarding package is us assisting with those initial templates and workflows, but everything is definitely fully customizable. What is the difference between that and a client portal? So I'm guessing this is related to e-delivery. Through the portal, clients can access their documents and their data 24/7. So whenever it works for them. While with e-delivery, they're getting their documents instantly via email, and they don't need to log in anywhere. They can access their documents, download them in PDF, and store them on their device. So those would be some differences there. How long does it typically take to get a few workloads live from the time we sign up? So a few workflows, I would say. So typically we're looking at, since as part of our onboarding package, our team for standard accounts is working on setting up those first 7 workflows for every broker we start working with. Typically, we're looking at up to 10 weeks to have those initial workflows up and running. There is some testing involved there before we turn on the autopilot. But again, we're trying to streamline it as much as possible. And at least in those initial weeks, Most of the workload is on our end, and later on we offer training sessions if your team would like to understand the system better. And of course, whenever needed assistance, we're there to help. Okay, and Graham has quite a few questions here, so let's go through them. So does your system include images, or do brokers need to source these elsewhere? So both. They can use the content available in their account, and they can definitely add their own content and use that. About support for setting up emails. So I kind of answered that previously. As part of our onboarding package, we are working with the broker on setting up those first 7 workflows. That includes technical setup. So all those chips and filters and merge tags that seem so robust, and they're really not. But that also covers the design and content for those initial emails. So plenty of support there as well. Can we say a bit more about our client success team and startup process? So yes, we have a team of client success managers working with our broker partners. So from early days, there's a lot of hand-holding. They're assisting with, like we said, workflow setup, content design, and at later stages, whenever there is an assistance needed, they can jump in. After the onboarding, we offer training sessions and then chat support through our Slack channels. And of course, they can get on a call if needed as well. And one more from Graham. Okay, so this is UK specific. What about links with FIFO, Trustpilot to collect reviews, feedback, and what about any costs involved? Okay, so for costs, yeah, we would definitely talk more about those one-on-one. You have on our website, there are pricing details available. But for FIFO and Trustpilot, yes. So UK brokers are combining Pathway workflows with FIFO and Trustpilot, and we are working with FIFO on setting up a more streamlined way of collecting reviews. So yeah, again, happy to tell you more about that. Where can we access the recording to revisit for future reference? We're happy to let you know that now we have a YouTube channel. It took us a while, but there is already plenty videos there, and this one will be soon as we, do some cutting and polishing. But our marketing team will also be sending this recording to everyone that has attended today. And of course, please feel free to reach out to myself, Matt, and our sales team if you would like to discuss more on one-on-one call. And the final one from Alex. Thank you, Alex. How hard is it for our service team to manage this day to day? Is it a lot of admin work? This is a fair question, and we like to set up the expectations right. So during the onboarding, we are trying to do as much as possible on our end. So realistically, for the standard account, we're looking at up to 10 weeks of setting up those initial workflows, and with a few hours weekly on your end. So you would be meeting with our team, and there's also some homework in between to be done. And after the onboarding, it really depends on your appetite. So what you would like to do with the platform. So we have some brokers that have 15, 20 workflows. We have some that have hundreds. So it really depends on what you would like to achieve. But we're definitely there to support it. As when it comes to workflow is set up, we did the testing and it's now up and running on autopilot. There is really no need for any additional manual intervention. So there is no workload on your end, your team. Again, depending on the system you're using, but for most of the systems out there, we have a two-way sync, which means that an email goes out through Pathway. There is an activity or a task pushed back to your system, so your team can see in the main system everything that has been sent out through Pathway, so that they don't even have to log into Pathway. And I think, yeah, we covered them all.
That's all. Great questions. Thanks, everyone. being generous with your questions.
Yeah, we had some great ones. Okay. Yeah, I'm just double checking. Yeah, we covered them all. But yeah, so thank you. Thank you once again for joining us today. Thank you for your time. And as I mentioned, we will be emailing you a recap, a recording of today's session. And as a special offer, if you book one-on-one call with our sales team to discuss further how Pathway can help you streamline your workflows, you will receive a discount and on your setup fee. So it's a great deal. And also we will announce later today the winner of the Amazon gift card.
Thanks, Dana. Yeah, thanks again, everyone, for the questions, the engagement. We really appreciate it. We hope to continue the conversation soon. Of course, you will, as part of the follow-up, receive a scheduling link as well, so you can book in with us. You can find us quite easily, though. We're on LinkedIn, pathwayport.com. Please don't be shy. Do reach out if you have any further questions. And we're excited to continue the conversation, help you take the brokerage to the next level. Wherever you are in the world, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, evening. Thanks again. Hopefully see you soon.
Thank you, everyone.